pan. Is it rolling? Is the camera rolling? Just shaking out the nerves. Ready for tomorrow. Just meet tomorrow. This is also me tomorrow.
What's the meaning of life?
Cough.
How long is it?
26.2 miles.
How long do you think it's going to take you?
Wow, my original goal is completion. My second goal is under 5 hours. My third goal would be 4 hours and 30 minutes, but I don't think that's going to happen because shin splints.
What do you mean shin splints?
Well, throughout training, I went a little bit too hard and I have shin splints now. I basically haven't run for the last 2 weeks. I don't even think I remember how to run.
What does having shin splints mean?
There's many variations, but what I have is medial stress syndrome, which is basically muscles just like pulling away from its sheath that helps. It's really hard to explain.
Okay.
It means
Pain.
it's an overuse injury. So really the only way to get rid of it is to rest it, which is what I'm not doing because I can't. I did have a question. There's another squirrel.
This collar so that I may talk. Squirrel!
Tim said, did training entail anything that you weren't prepared for? I didn't realize how time consuming it would be after. Like, if I run like a long distance, I'm dead for the rest of the day.
Yeah, the recovery is long.
Yeah, I don't know, I just feel like it took up a lot of my time, which is fine. But the other thing is chafing. Like, chafing was something I did not know would happen. And let me tell ya, my underboob.
You put this on the internet for free?
Yeah. My toes look great. I'm telling you, my feet are the best marathon running feet you will ever see. I have all toenails intact, no crazy calluses. They're not black, they're great. But yeah, no, chafing was tough, and no one ever tells you about chafing. And also no one ever tells you running is free, right? You think running's free. It's like, oh yeah, go outside and run. I didn't realize how many pairs of shoes I'd have to go through, hydration vest, clothing, and etc., etc. Not to mention the marathon's like $100.
Yeah, running events isn't cheap.
Yeah. Tim also asked me if I was going to do one again. Now, I don't really think I can answer this because I haven't done one yet. This is my first ever race and my first ever marathon. It is currently the day before. We are recording this hours before. I'm not wearing my watch, we'll just pretend. And today we went to check out the location. I'll put in a few videos of what we saw. We went to Second Beach and Eastern Beach, which are the two spots. One's where I start and one's where I get the shuttle from. Holy cow. So it was cool to like go and check it out because I haven't really spent any time in Newport either. Just where we are, Newport, Rhode Island. Seaside. This is just a running tour, so it's not where I live. Shout out Maggie. Let's go to the dock. But I'm excited, and it's very special that my dad and my brother flew over to be there at the finish line and hold a camera for me. It's some luxury that I don't usually get.
Well, you wait till you see the footage. We'll see.
Really tall, so I can't get us both in it.
Yeah, that's my entire personality.
I just wanted to put you on camera, Tom. Oh, hang on, there he is. We're going down to the dock. I'm gonna turn off the camera now, but see you guys tomorrow. I'll get as much footage as I can without ruining my experience. That's the goal. Bye! Get my baby. And then I'm gonna go get all the free stuff. 7 minutes and it's freezing outside. So we're in a tent with a bunch of other people and I'm eating a plain bagel with butter. It's terrible, but carb loading. Okay, see you guys later. My 3-day-old hair. I'm a marathoner. I completed a marathon. Now, it wasn't pretty, and it's not easy to recap the whole 26 miles, but I'm a marathoner, and that's pretty cool. Do you see that? I would take my medal out, but you don't want to know how long it took me to get that shadow box correct. I just wanted to kind of recap my experience, but it's definitely not going to be easy. I'm going to do a long story short, hopefully. Basically, leading up to the marathon, I was struggling with my anxiety. Not to a point where it's crippling me, but just like my gut. TMI, but I couldn't stop myself. And okay, I didn't actually poop myself, but I couldn't keep food down. And as anyone who knows, doing any kind of endurance-based sport or activity, you need food in your stomach. You need food as fuel. I couldn't really keep food down. Then it was just making me more anxious that I wasn't gonna have food in me. So I kept it really plain, like the night before. I didn't even have dinner the night before. I just had a bagel and some cereal because I wanted to keep it really, really plain. But waking up early that day, we headed there, got on a shuttle. It was kind of nostalgic, you know, there was a sunrise, we got on these little school buses. It was fun. I've never done a race before, so this was all very new. Once we got there, it was freezing. So we all stayed in the tent for like an hour. Although it was cold, the actual marathon ended up getting really warm. It ended up being in the 60s. And so me wearing leggings was great to start. By the end of it, I was sweating. And carrying my hydration vest was probably a mistake too, because it was getting heavy the more it was carrying sweat, and so I was curling more and more over like an old lady, and it was just like hurting my back, and it just probably was sucking more energy out of me that I actually needed. But ultimately what happened during the marathon is I went off way too fast. I did the first half in like 2 hours, which might not sound crazy to some of you, but to me, who was just trying to do it in under 5 hours, that was too fast. I could not maintain the pace that I had done for the first half all the way through to the end of it. My legs knew that by the half. I started to feel my legs getting heavy. I started to feel kind of that crampy feeling, like lactic acid building up. And once you start to feel that, it's practically impossible to get rid of it. It's kind of like you're playing a cat and mouse game of when is lactic acid gonna hit me? And if I had gone slower, it would have taken longer to hit me, but I went too fast and then it hit me anyway. So that sucked. 3/4 of the people doing the race were actually doing the half marathon, and only 1/4 of us were doing the whole thing. So the halfway point was torture. Watching them all finish a half and knowing you still had to do what you just did again was terrible. Not to mention, when you see them finish that half, you go around the corner and there was a hill, and I was like, okay, cool, you know, I got this. But overall, my support that day was incredible. My dad managed to run a couple miles with me. I want to say like the 15, 16 miles. I bumped into Tim, my boyfriend, at mile 14. That really helped because I had just done that hill and it was starting to really, really get hard. Like I was really starting to believe I couldn't do it. Yeah. I kind of plodded along, I kept going, and then the 17 mile mark, let me tell you, that right there was when I was truly convincing myself I could not do it. I was like, I've run 17 miles and I still got 9 to go. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how? Obviously, I kept going. It was a lot of that mental toughness and really having to just dig deep and keep going. And that was when I really learned. I have a lot of credit for people who do these kinds of events and that do this as their sport, because no matter how far you've done, like I had done 20 miles before and I was struggling at 17, which I had hit several times prior. I've done 18 miles, I've done 16 miles, you know, I've always bounced around this 17 mile mark, and I was like, how? I can't keep going. I got to like the 20 mile mark and this was just, it was just endless hills. So I got to a point where I was run walking, and that's when I felt like I was kind of a failure, which is not true, by the way, but I had felt seriously like I'd already seen like the 5-hour pacer. They'd already passed me. So I was like, I'm not going to reach my goal. Am I even going to do this? I can't keep going. Like, how am I going to do this? And then I got stuck in that mindset, that like really negative self-talk. So I called my dad and I was like,
Dad, I can't. This is terrible. What do I do?
And he just said,
you know, no matter what, you're going to complete this. Every step you put in front of the other is one step closer to completion. And, you know, walk the hills and run the rest and just do what you can.
That was the best advice I'd heard all day, because let me tell you, I don't know how many times I heard people say, keep going. And as much as I really appreciate that, as much as I really appreciate people saying,
keep going,
You can do it!
obviously I'm gonna keep going. I can't just stop. Keep going was such a like empty cheer by the end of the day. I could not hear it one more time. Crossing the finish line is something you can't really explain. It was amazing having everyone there. I had an amazing support team that day. It just didn't feel real. I felt delusional. I was so exhausted. I didn't even want the pizza at the end, which just goes to show. I didn't even get my free beer either. Like, all these things I had planned, I just was not in the mood for. Like I said, very hard to recap an entire experience, but I hope this video sort of gave you insight to what it was like for me and what my day looked like and how the experience was. It was really a special day. Definitely the hardest thing I've ever done. The question I get from a lot of people is, will I do another marathon? And the answer is yes, believe it or not. I don't know why I'm going to torture myself again. I just wasn't happy with my time, and I wanted to get a sub 5-hour marathon and I didn't, and I knew that was an absolutely attainable goal. I had done more than enough of the training. I obviously think it was very unfortunate that I got shin splints prior to the race and I was struggling with some of those physical things, but I do believe that now that I've had, that was a loud clap, now that I've had the experience of running a marathon, I know that I know what to expect. Yes, I would like to try another marathon. I guess thank you to everyone and their support. Thank you to everyone who donated. Thanks to Caitlin, my running partner. She was a huge help in all of this. She really kind of showed me the ropes. Thank you to my dad, my reason pretty much for doing this. Thank you to my support team. You know who you are. Tom, my brother, who came from England to watch me. You know, there's just a handful of people. My nieces cheering me on from all the way from England.
Go on, Ellie!
Go on, Ellie!
Go on, Ellie!
A ton of people. There's endless people to thank, and I hope you know who you are. Yeah, for everyone who's kind of tuned into these videos and supported this journey, if you could do the amazing thing and like this video, I would really appreciate that. Feel free to leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't. But I will see you very, very soon. Yeah, thanks for watching. TTYL!